Have you ever noticed that when something good starts happening in your life, a new opportunity, a new relationship, or even a new business that's actually working, you start to pull back, or is it just me? You overthink it, you delay it, you even question it, or you find yourself just completely stopping altogether. And what makes it so confusing is it's something you've been desiring. And now that it's here, you're not fully allowing yourself to experience it. Why does it feel like you're the one getting in your own way? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Mindset of a Goddess TV, where we become whole spiritually and aligned practically. Today we're talking about self-sabotage and how we can break free from it. Self-sabotage doesn't always look obvious. It doesn't always look like you're quitting something. Sometimes it's subtle and internal. It can look like procrastination, overthinking, pulling your energy back, convincing yourself that you're not ready, and telling yourself that you don't deserve it, whether it's internally or out loud. It can also sound like creating negative thoughts, imagining scenarios of what could go wrong, comparing your present to past people or situations, or even just expecting things to end the same way they did before. And over time, these thoughts start influencing your action. And you want to know the crazy part? This typically shows up when things are actually starting to align, where everything looks like it's falling into place and happening how you imagine it to be. It actually comes better than you actually imagine it to be honest. Now, this isn't because you don't want what's happening. It's a part of you that's still operating from old identity. Identity that is used to survival, inconsistency, chaos, uncertainty, familiarity, comfort, and routine. So when something aligned, stable, or healthy shows up, it can feel very unfamiliar. And even if it's better, it's different. And the mind will try to pull you back into what feels familiar, what feels known. Even if what's known is truly what you don't want anymore. The mind doesn't always choose what's best, it chooses what's familiar. Of course, I experienced this myself. I'm human. Whether it was starting a new business, expressing my creativity, and wanting to be bigger with it, stepping into a new version of myself, even becoming someone I genuinely love and respect, that doesn't come without challenges. There were moments I questioned everything, overthought everything, even felt like pulling back. And you know what it takes? It takes a lot of control over your mind. It takes you being able to produce good thoughts and really stand out your head as well. But it's having real control over your mind. And honestly, don't we all wish we could just go through life and do new things, meet new people, and just exist without that part, without the challenges, without any type of those feelings, whether it's nervousness or self doubt. But I had to realize it wasn't the situation, it was me. It took me a while because, like like I said in previous videos, I could be a little stubborn, or you don't want to just blame yourself for everything. You try to stay positive, or you try to care about yourself, or you try to love yourself, but the first person, when it comes to something that's wrong or feels off, the first person that you want to look at is yourself. And I learned that it was me. And this is even if I am aligned, or I'm a lot better now, of course, but just stepping into a new identity and actually trusting it and actually being comfortable with it, that takes a minute to adjust to. And, it's very normal to switch back and forth in the beginning because, once again, you're going with what's familiar, what's comfortable, versus what's best for you and what's more aligned. But I learned it was me, still making choices, creating thoughts from an old identity. And you can't create anything new from an old identity and expect it to stick. It was the part of me that hadn't fully caught up to who I was becoming. And that gap is where self sabotage lives. This is where higher self integration comes in. Because self sabotage isn't about forcing yourself to do better, it's about understanding what's happening within you. Your brain is wired to keep you safe, not necessarily to help you grow. So when something new, aligned, or different shows up, it can feel unfamiliar. And your nervous system will respond to that, in most cases, as discomfort. So, what feels like self sabotage? It's often your system trying to protect you based on what it's used to. But this is where awareness shifts everything. Instead of reacting to every thought or even believing every thought, you start observing them quietly, slowly, intentionally, and asking yourself, does this align with who I'm becoming or who I used to be? That's what higher self integration looks like. You're not trying to control yourself, and you're not trying to quickly change yourself or put yourself back in a state where it's permanently there. And like I said, it takes time. You're learning how to lead yourself. Just because something feels unfamiliar doesn't mean it's wrong. Telling yourself you're okay, to trust yourself, that let things work out. And if it doesn't feel right, trust your gut or see a person or a situation for what it is without creating new scenarios or ignoring any signs. Once again, allow yourself to experience something more aligned instead of sabotaging it. And just because you haven't experienced something consistently doesn't mean you don't deserve it. Sometimes growth looks like staying, trusting yourself. Part of trusting yourself is seeing the signs and believing what you see the first time. Or if you have gut feelings or any internal feeling, trusting that feeling, becoming observant or using discernment and deciding what you need to do that's best for yourself. Or allow yourself to experience something more aligned instead of sabotaging it. Breaking self sabotage isn't about becoming a brand new person or a completely different person. The best thing about learning how to be is that when you continuously keep practicing over and over in different scenarios, in different situations, you automatically adjust to it. Your mind automatically adjusts to it, your nervous system automatically adjusts to it. And instead of you worrying or trying to become perfect or perform or appear a certain way, you're just naturally adjusting to any situation or know how to handle any situation in life or any person, rather. Especially when you are big on self awareness and being observant or become the observer. And maybe you can be like me, and sometimes you don't expect to get the feedback or the support that, you never imagine getting that type of feedback or support from someone. And, it kind of feels different or it shifts you to want to go back to your comfort zone. But those are signs to keep going. That's you finding your tribe or find people that align with you or that's connected to you. And it's always good to meet people like that. And I'm speaking to myself too, because that's something I had to like really accept. I like meeting new people, but actually connecting with new people, especially long term, it takes a minute for me. And it's so easy to run or ignore someone or just stay in solitude. But there's good people out here, or there's people that's like you or that's connected with you. And I am one of those believers that believe. I believe I said it in other videos, but I am one of those people that believe that whoever you connect with on a genuinely, and I do feel like those are people that mirror you and that connect with you so you can see yourself as well. They like a part of you. I do believe that. Even if you don't see it the first time, because I have a lot of people that's met me and they see me as different, but When I meet a lot of people being very highly aware and very conscious, I see parts of me in them. It's just that they probably are just not as aware, not on the same frequency, or simply just don't see themselves like I do, which can be for their own personal reasons, of course. But either way, that's just how I see people. And if you're at a point where you're ready to stop repeating these patterns and actually experience the life you've been working toward, that's the type of work that I do in my coaching program. If this video resonated with you, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you are new here, I welcome you and thank you for supporting my channel. I love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever noticed yourself creating scenarios in your mind when things were actually going right? And you just felt yourself resisting, wanting to retreat, or go back to where it feels comfortable? Whether it's a person, friendships, relationships, because it happens in relationships a lot as well, new environments, um, starting a new business, a new idea, being creative. I love to hear your experiences or a time that you may have experienced that. Make sure you check out my last video that I posted last week and all my other videos. I hope that they help you or enlighten you or teach you anything or just make you or confirm that you are on the right track or what you think is what I think too. Because I do like people who think similar to me or have similar thought patterns, I should say. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.